Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Salsabila Aurelia Huda Putri with the three last digit name 181. Here I'm going to explain one of the theory of intelligence, which is the Cattel, Horn, and Carroll theory of cognitive abilities. First of all, we're going to describe about the background of this theory. So the founder of this theory, Raymond Cattel, revised and proposed Spearman's concept of general intelligence into two concept types of cognitive abilities. First one is the fluid intelligence, or JF. Fluid of intelligence is the ability for us to solve novel problems in new situations by using reasoning. For example, it is your ability to think logically. Like when you are in a new situation, how fast you come up with a solution, how fast you adapt with your new environment, your flexibility to catching up with someone is also one of the fluid intelligence concept. Second one is the solve problems in novel situations, and it characterized by uncertainty, by ambiguity and complexity. And the third one is the independent of learning, and this is the part that you really have no practice and have no experience when you perform, and that result, it shows what is your fluid intelligence looks like. And next is necessary for all logical problem solving, especially scientific, mathematical, and technical problem solving. And this tends to peak early in life and then steadily decline. So this fluid intelligence will automatically decrease by age. As you get older, um, this this intelligence thing will also getting slower. And then the last one, if we want to know how much is our capability of fluid intelligence works in ourself, is we can do it by test with the Cattel culture fair test or Raven's progressive matrix. And next one is the crystallized intelligence. So crystallized intelligence is a knowledge based of ability which is strongly depend on education and experience, and this is also the ability to use learned knowledge and experiences. So just like the completely opposite side of the fluid intelligence, this crystallized intelligence working on the ability for us to using the skill, knowledge and experience. So for like example, when it becomes to your habit, when you go to some novel intelligence, and then you face that moment with your ability of solving that problem because of familiarities or experience, practice, you will able to solve that particular things. Next one is involves knowledge that comes from prior learning and past experience. Third one is relies on accessing information from long-term memories and storing your house of knowledge and information. For example, if I ask to you the knowledge of fact, like a 2 plus 2 equals 4, I ask to you about your birthday, I ask to you about a historical event, then that answer will going to be a fact. That is also one of the crystallized intelligence too. And the next is demonstrated through one's vocabulary and general knowledge. How you speak, how you build your vocabulary is also the job of this crystallized intelligence. Next one is tends to improve with age as experience, and also this will expand one knowledge. For example, imagine that you're a doctor. If you are going to be a doctor, that it means you have to be updated with your subjects and experience, and your knowledge keep on increasing. That's why this is tends to improve by age, not like the fluid intelligence that will decrease by age, but this crystallized intelligence will increase by our experience, by our practical and learning every day. And this is the difference between fluid and crystallized intelligence. So fluid intelligence is innate. They are also depend on genetic factors. They are also tends to peak early in life and steadily declines. And it shows itself best in novel or culture-free material. And then the crystallized intelligence is acquired and it's sensitive to environmental experience, and it increases gradually and shows no age decline, relatively constant throughout the life of an individual, and may even rise a little. But these things get better because we are doing it by our habit, and this is manifested in acquired familiar cultural activities and skills. And next one, here I'm going to show the face of Raymond Cattel and Horn. A fun fact, actually Horn was Raymond Cattel's students, and actually at that time, back to 1960 years, Cattel's theory was almost forgotten, but his student, which is John L. Horn, revived it in 1966. He argued that the fluid and crystallized intelligence were only two among several factors. So Horn eventually identified 9 or 10 broad abilities like this. The GFGC theory. So despite the revision of the theory, he continued the theory and called them as the GFGC theory, and it works on 1941 until 1965. This theory also have a comprehensive reanalysis from the earlier data by John B. Carroll. He is John B. Carroll, and Carroll proposed the three-stratum theory in 1993. And the three-stratum itself is a hierarchical model with 3 levels. So here's the narrow, broad, and general. From the narrow abilities, it consists of highly specialized, such as induction and spelling abilities. And then in the middle stratum is identified with 8 abilities. From the 8 abilities itself, I'm going to explain one by one. First of all is JF, or the fluid intelligence, like what I explained in the beginning of this presentation. And second one is also crystallized information that I also already explained in the previous moment. Third one is the quantitative reasoning. So the quantitative reasoning itself is ability to comprehend quantitative concept in relationship and to manipulate numerical symbols. And then fourth one is reading and writing ability. So reading and writing ability, or GRW, is include basic reading and writing skills. And then the fifth one is the short-term memory. So short-term memory is our ability to apprehend and hold information in immediate awareness and use it in a few seconds. Next one is the long-term storage and retrieval, or GLR. It is the ability for us to store information and fluently retrieve it later in the process of thinking. Next one is the visual processing, or JV. Visual processing is an ability to perceive, analyze, and synthesize and how we think with our visual patterns, including ability to store and recall visual representing. And the last one is the auditory processing, or GA. It analyzes and synthesizes and discriminates our auditory stimuli. Number 9, we have a processing speed, or JS. The processing speed itself is the ability to perform automatic cognitive tests, particularly when we measured under pressure and to maintain focused attention. And next one, the last one, is the decision reaction time, or speed. It reflects immediately which an individual can react to stimuli or task. And on this upper part, we have general. We have the general part that compound all of this distribution of theory become one. So that is for today's presentation about today's topic. And wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.